guys, I'm Suzi Mckee at LIveWellFit. Thank you so much for checking into LIveWellFit and just being a part of our tribe. I like to send an intro video to anybody who's created an account or interested in coming to LIveWellFit, because a lot of women are scared and they want to know, what is LIveWellFit all about and what do you do there and where do I get started? And first of all, I just want to address a few questions that a lot of women have. First of all, I cater to women who really have not moved in a long time or really need modifications for their knees, their backs, or just don't like the gym setting where guys are around. You don't want to worry about bending over and somebody seeing your shorts or having to look, a certain way to come into a gym. And you also want to come into a place where everybody has no intimidation, there's no judgment, and you feel welcome when you walk in. My goal for you is when you come to LIveWellFit that you feel welcome from day one. And if I don't get the opportunity to meet you the very first day you come in, one of my staff is here, and all of my staff have the same passion that I have. They want you to feel welcome and comfortable, and they want you to learn how to move safely, effectively, and to stay motivated, and we keep you accountable for doing that. So what class can you come to first? I recommend you come to any beginner class on the schedule, but you can come to any class you want to because we modify for all classes. I'm about to show you about 5 things that we do in most all of our classes, so you'll feel comfortable watching those, and when you come into class, we'll go through that with you again and show you how to modify for knees, back, shoulders, all the above. I've got a lot of ladies who have had hip replacement, knee replacements, haven't exercised in their life or haven't exercised in the past 10 years, and that's perfect. We want to take you right there. We want to have you a place to start, and then we want to have you grow in strength and endurance from there. So all the classes on the class schedule will help you do that. So again, if you can't come to a beginner class at the nighttime or during the day, then you can come to any class you would like to attend and let the staff member know that it's your first class. They will ask you if you have any knee or back issues, and they'll modify for you for all the classes. For instance, if we are doing something for a minute in class and you're brand new, we're going to ask you to march in place versus someone who might be coming and been there for a while or feel comfortable with impact. They might pick their knees up higher, and then the third person who may be a little bit more athletic and not have impact issues, they might actually pick it up to a jog. So no matter if it's a minute of activity, if our timer goes off and says, okay, for 1 minute, we want you to have active walk or jog, then you will go right here for 1 minute. Or if you've been moving for a while, maybe a higher knee, or if you've been running or walking, then you want to pick it up to a jog. Either way, you're doing what works for your body, not what someone next to you is doing. We have units called the TRX, and these are units that hang all around the studio, and we use them a great deal for modifications. I'm going to show you the 4 things that we do the most in TRX. We do have a beginner intro class on Monday nights that I recommend you come to. We're also going to be having different times on the schedule, so look for that where it says intro to LIveWellFit or intro to TRX. Then I'm going to be going through all these things, and I encourage you to sign up for one of those classes first as well. But again, if you can't be there, no big deal. So this is a TRX. So what I want to show you is a proper squat. So a proper squat is what most women do incorrectly. They tend to squat with their knees forward. So a proper squat starts like this. You want to get by a mirror. You want to hinge from your hips. Keep your legs extended for now. Then bend your knees and look in the mirror and see if your knees are coming past your toes. If so, I want you to hinge from your hips. Feel like you're going to fall backwards, and then you're probably doing it right. So what most women do is they leave out the hip hinge, and they sit back and they think they can't work the glutes doing a squat. A squat primarily works here. So if you don't hinge, you don't use the quads and the glutes correctly, and you'll use the knees. So what a TRX does is we let you hang from that so that when you do that hip hinge, you can sit back. So you have to pull away from the TRX, and you actually can lean away so all your body weight goes into your glutes, and what your legs can't do, your arms will do for you. So this is a squat. A bicep curl will be just holding the elbows here and pulling. We're going to be working the bicep and the tricep. So the bicep curl is just leaning away, and the knuckles pull to your head, You keep those shoulder blades packed, your neck's going to want to come forward. So you want to retract that scapula, let yourself away. So you want to keep those hips nice and centered. So whenever we work your bicep, we'll turn around and work your tricep. So we'll turn away. We have caught the anchor point, or we have some things hanging from the wall. So we just work your bicep. So tricep is the same thing, but palms are down, and you just lean into it. So we may say, for 1 minute, work your triceps. So someone who's new will stay here, and someone who's a little more advanced will walk down just a little bit more, so that they're using their core and the back of their arms just a little bit more. Either way, if you're new, you can stand easy here, and as you get stronger, you walk down. That's the only difference. So then we have a lat row. We're working the back side of our back. We'll lean away again, and our knuckles come right to our rib cage. We squeeze, and then we let that out nice and slow. So if you're a beginner, you'd stay here for 1 minute. And people who've been coming to TRX for a while would walk down more, keep the angle greater, and just pull more of their body weight. So again, as you get stronger, we just ask you to walk down towards the anchor point or not. Okay, so that's TRX, TRX. So any class that we do TRX, we have just TRX classes, and then we also have classes called metabolic, guns and buns. Any kind of strength training class, we might use this as a tool. So don't think that we don't use this in all our classes, because we do. Okay, and we can take these down just by grabbing that and letting that go. Okay, so also a proper sit-up, we use the TRX to help you come up as well. So if you're on the floor and you can't get up and down, you'll use that TRX to help you down, or you'll use a TRX to help you up. So doing a proper sit-up, we'll be sitting down, and we'll be laying all the way down, but the TRX will help you come up. And I'm going to scoot back just a little bit so you can see me. So if you're using the TRX, you will use that to the side, and you'll roll down 1 vertebra at a time, and you want to keep those knees slightly bent, and then roll up 1 vertebra at a time. So if you can't come up in a proper sit-up, you'll hold on to the TRX, and it will actually pull you up. And as you get stronger, then you'll be able to do this like I'm doing now without the TRX. But again, anytime you want to do a sit-up, the TRXs are hanging here. We're just going to ask you to go to the TRX to help assist you. If we do anything on the floor, we'll have you walk to the wall and do planks on the wall or planks on the floor, and advanced would be on the TRX. So a plank is just contracting the ribs into here and pulling those shoulder blades down. A modified plank would be on the knees, so you want to pull your shoulder blades down. Keep your elbows in, and you want to hold for a minute. If you can't stay there a minute, then you're going to just rest when you need to. Once you get strong, we'll go to a toe plank, and then we have other options to go to TRX. We also modify against the wall, so if you are having knee issues or back issues, we'll bring you up against the wall to do that. So again, we're going to modify the entire class. You're going to feel really comfortable. Now I want to show you about our water rowers and our bikes, because we have cycle classes, and I'm going to encourage you to come to a cycle class, but just pedal and stay at gear 10 to 12 for 30 minutes the first class. Just so you get an idea of what you could or couldn't do. We want the first class to be super easy, and I would encourage you to try just a 30-minute class. So these are our bikes. I'm going to roll it forward. And the way you figure out where you should be in that on the bike is they have letters right here. So what I would have you do is I have you stand by the bike. I'm going to move this just a little bit. And so you would stand by the bike, and you would see how high the seat is to your hip first. So if the seat is lower than my hip like it is now, we're going to take this little knob, and we'll show you this again. We're going to lift this up until it pops up and it's right there at your hip. There's letters A to G on here. So once you realize how high it needs to be, from then on you'll know, okay, I'm a letter G. So when you come to a cycle class, you'll just pull it up to a G and you'll jump on the bike. Now on the bike, if you don't have bike shoes, you just slip your feet into these little black straps, push it out and snug up on it. Then you do the other one. So you stick your foot in and make sure it's real snug. And you just start to cycle. Now, you can't see what's going on the speed right here, but the gear is this red lever. So as you move the lever up, the gear gets more intense, so it's a little harder to pedal. So think about this. Think about if your car is in first gear, you can only do a certain amount of speed. Same thing with your bike. You can only do a certain amount of work at a gear below between 8 and 10. If you take your gear up for 10 to 12, then it's kind of like putting your car in second gear. So as the gear moves up, as you move the gear up, then the pedal stroke comes a little slower because you've got more power. So what I want you to do for your very first time on the cycle, and you can come in to cycle anytime a class is going on, instead of unless a yoga class is going on. So you can come and get on. We have 12 cycles, so you can just come and get on here and warm up if you want to, or you can get your own music, which I highly encourage you to do, and just come get a feel of the bike. Get on here. We'll figure out how high your hip is. We'll help you with that, and then you're just going to start riding. And so on the bike, it's going to be able to track your heart rate. It's also going to tell you how hard you're working and how many calories you're burning. So for your very first time, if you haven't been very active, I'm going to tell you to put it on like here, 8. And I want you to pedal. The top number needs to be around 50 to warm up. And then when you start to work out, after 5 minutes, I want you to take that gear up to about 12. And then your top number is going to be about 60. And that will keep you really low, but you want to stay here for about 30 minutes. Now, you want to wear a heart rate monitor so that we know exactly how hard you're working. Remember, you want to warm up, and then you want to go to about year 12, and you just want to keep that top number consistent. So when we're teaching a class, we may be riding to the beat of the music that's going boom, 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 boom. So we're pedaling to the beat, and that's going to keep you on the rhythm, systemic. Just think about if you were on a treadmill. You would punch a treadmill and maybe say, I'm going to go 3 miles an hour. Well, if you don't watch your RPM or your speed or listen to a beat that's steady, then you'll tend to slow down or speed up. That would be like taking your treadmill up to a 5 and then a 1. We don't want to do that. We want to build endurance. So when we're on the bike, we want to go 1 speed, 1 gear for 30 minutes where we feel like on a scale of 1 to 10, we're about a 6 or 7 maybe. And then we want to build our endurance. So as we get stronger, you're able to go maybe even a little bit longer, or you can ride at a higher wattage or a higher speed, and you'll get in better shape. But we have to build your foundation first. You don't want to just jump on here and just go crazy, because then we won't be able to, you'll get defeated, you'll feel like a failure, and we don't want you to do that. So come and get super comfortable on the bike. All right, so how you exit is you just push these out, and you come off the bike. So again, you're just going to measure your hip height, jump on, and we can also make the seat go forward and backwards here. So you can move the seat here. If you have knee issues, we'll move the seat forward and back so the knee is right over the ankle. So once again, we can modify for you. You can take any cycle class, and they just drop here, and we'll move them in different directions. Some women like the fans a lot, right? So they move underneath the fans. So now I'm going to show you one more thing, which is our water rowers. So the water rowers are very portable also. And we use these in different kind of classes like metabolic, or again, you can come in here and you can row anytime you'd like to. I'm going to move it back just a little bit so everybody can see this. So it just rolls, and you can move it anywhere. So when you have a seat, you want to move the saddle forward and you sit down. It's very comfortable, and you just put your feet into the straps. There's a little button you can push in the middle that'll tell you how hard you're going, but you don't really need it. So the action of a water rower is you want to keep your spine strong. You want to stay on a tight ball. If you can't come this close, you open up your knees. So again, anyone with knee or back issues can do this. And then you want to go body, leg, body, arms. So that's super slow. So you come back, it's legs, core, arms. So you'll grab these handles, and I'll let you hear what that sounds like. This is actually water in here. So it's legs, core, arms, and you just find your rhythm. So listen. Legs, core, arms. So if you want to make it easier, you just go slower and don't pull as hard with the legs. Great for your back, great for your core, and no impact. So if you want to go harder, you just go a little bit deeper and you reach a little bit further. But the power is from your legs. So really, a lot of people think that the water rowers are very upper body based, but really good for your glutes, your legs. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Quick, slow, slow. So again, you can come in and get on the water rowers to warm up, or we might be using those in a class as well. So again, we covered a squat, hinging from your hip, how to use the TRX, how to do a bicep curl on the TRX, how to do a tricep extension, how to use the lats and pull, and if we do the chest, which I didn't cover, but you basically turn around and you make a field goal position. So very simple techniques to learn, and when you repeat them over and over, you'll get so much more comfortable. We offer size, which is a dance-based class, and we do a lot of bar work, where we're doing a lot of isolated work using the buttocks muscle, so we may hold on to the bar and do small leg lifts, and then a lot of core work using those sit-ups, and very, very lightweight. So I am just thrilled that you watched the video, and if you have any questions, please call myself or Misty at 341-8679. Please don't be fearful to start. This is why I created my business. This is for women mainly over 40, 45, and I'm 56 years old, and I hope that I never stop exercising. So if you have any questions, we're going to post a link, several links below this video for you to click on to figure your heart rate, and you'll have to know your resting heart rate, which is taking your pulse for 1 minute, so that you can realize if your heart rate goes down as well. Again, re-watch the video again. Please come to any beginner class. Come to any class you'd like that works for your time schedule, and we modify for everything. The best pricing option that I recommend for someone brand new is our 2-week new client special. So that is $39, and you get to take 2 weeks of classes, as many as you want, to kind of figure out what works for you, and that kind of gives you an idea of what class you like the best. Our best price is going to be a 6-month option, but you can also drop in and pay every single class. So there's no memberships. You only use what you actually pay for, or you only pay for what you actually use. So we're not a gym, we don't have guys, we don't have intimidation, but we do have an amazing group of women who are so supportive and so not catty, and I just absolutely love it. So welcome to LiveWellFit. We're located at 6040 Southwest 33rd. If you have we're Hobby Lobby, we're right behind that, also next to Miss Piggy's. So yeah, during the holiday season, we get to smell all those wonderful sugar cookies. So again, my email is Suzi, S-U-Z-I, at live-well-fit.com, or you can call us at 341-8679. Go to the website, click on schedule, and you can read about all the class descriptions that we have, and you can actually go to the class schedule. We have our own app, which is super simple, but our website gives you a lot of detailed information. My website is LIVEWELL-fit.com. So again, thanks so much for checking us out. Love to have you be a part of our tribe, and call me if you have any questions. Have a great day.